So I washed my hair earlier. So now my hair's not super wet anymore, but it's still damp. So it's time for me to do it. Fun, fun. I'll probably spray my hair after the fact since my hair is already damp. Do I want my hair to be less? No, I think 4 is good. Like 4 or 5 strands. So I'm just gonna start with a 2-strand twist. And we'll see how long this takes me. I'm hoping I can do this in under 10 minutes. I want this to come maybe here. And I don't know what this part is called, but I'm just like wrapping it around to give it a really nice curl. And I have another video on my page that shows like the results of this from a previous time when I styled it, like earlier this week. Because I literally just took it down today to wash it. So that's what it looks like. And you can make yours look better by using what do you call it? You can make yours look better by using mini elastic bands. But I prefer styles that don't require anything to like settle my hair because I'm lazy. Well, I'm not lazy, but I just find it's easier this way because then like I don't have to go and find elastics. I don't have to continue to buy elastics, and I can just redo it if it comes undone. So I don't really worry too much about that. And it does come undone sometimes here and there, but after a few times of redoing it, it finally decides to stay put. It's 2. And also this is a great way for me to keep my hair a little shorter because having long hair is wonderful, like I said in a previous video, but at times it can be a bit overstimulating and it's everywhere. So at least when I have it shorter, then it's easier for me to kind of like maintain and keep it out the way. And I feel like this way it also probably stays hydrated and less dry because it's not like all out. It's kind of more of a protective style. And also it just looks great once I take it, like, once I undo it. Sometimes this is a little too long, so you can just kind of like put it back in. And once again, I'm just taking like 4 strands, only because a lot of my hair is like different lengths. So it makes sense for me to use 4 because sometimes trying to do 2, I'll have one that's like up here and the other one is down here. So at least with 4, I have a better chance. And I'm just wrapping it around my finger and then wrapping it around, the strand. I don't go all the way up. I just kind of wrap it around the base and then stick it through the hole, pull it through. See? It's simple, not too complicated, just how I like it. But you see how long my hair is, right? So having it go from down here to up here, such a great feeling. I'm trying to figure out if I want to wrap this one more time. I probably will stick it in the hole. That's what he said. And sometimes I don't put it all the way through. I'll just kind of like pull like a little bit if it's long like that, so that it's kind of still wrapped up a little. So far, 5 minutes have passed, and I'm making decent time, I think. That's another thing with my hairstyles. I don't like for them to take forever. If it takes too long, then I'm in pain. Cause like, my shoulders have been giving me issues because I have like slip discs in my neck. So the pain kind of radiates down into my shoulder. So I gotta be very careful about the things I choose to do. And doing my hair is one of those things that I need to be very smart and strategic with. So doing something like this helps me a lot because then I don't have to worry too much because it's a quick hairstyle. It like really doesn't take that much long. It really doesn't take that long. I was considering going live to show this, but I don't really like being live because I feel like I'm talking to myself, and I don't know. But I guess it's no different right now than what I'm doing now, right? So maybe next time I will go live to do this. But then also I feel like this doesn't take that long, so I'd be live for maybe 20 minutes, if that. And I don't know, that's like, why? So we'll see. Maybe if I decide to add little like lock jewelries or something, maybe I'll go live to do that. But I don't know, I'll stick to coloring and decorating things on live. Once again, making good progress. Yep. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. Just a real quick 2-strand twist. And then once it gets down to a certain point, I make the loop. The back is going to be a little bit longer because I like the back to kind of hang down to the same area of it. So once again, wrap it around my finger, wrap it around the base. Easy peasy stuff. This thing you see wrapped around my waist is a portable heating pad. It's great for my back. Usually I take it to work and I use it there because having like a whole big heating pad is like, you know, just doesn't work. Plus the chair that I have at work is a rocking chair. It doesn't have a back. Love that chair. But you can't put a heating pad for your back on a rocking chair. So it's like one of those kneeling rocking chairs. Which I could show you, but I'm not at work. So can't. Now it's like 9 minutes in. And like I said, I'm still making decent time because I'm almost done with this side and I'm gonna go on to the next side. I love me a quick and easy style. I'm a pretty like isolative person and I can really just sit into silence. And at the same time, I can really sit there and have like deep conversations with myself. Sometimes I'm having whole conversations in my head and then replying in my head. Okay, I'm gonna start on this side now. And just in case anybody doesn't know how to do a 2-strand twist, you take the strands, and then typically I like to twist, right? So it's like twist, 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 twist. So I'm like, this one's twisting out, this one is twisting in, you know? Twist, twist, twist. And that's the best way I've noticed to do a 2-strand twist because then it stays a lot better. I don't want to go down too far with this one. It might be a little too far, but it's all good because it doesn't have to be perfect. They're not twins, they're sisters. I think I might have twisted a little too hard. I might redo this one because I don't like the way that looks because I tend to like it on a little bit less tight at the top because otherwise you kind of get that bunching, but we'll see. I probably will redo it anyways, but we'll see. But you know, I'm very, very happy that my hair has finally gotten to the length that I wanted it to be. And people always ask me like, oh, when you're gonna cut your locks? And I'm like, never. If I don't have to cut my locks, I don't ever want to. I want to see how long they can get, and I want to see like, you know, what that does for me. Because getting having locks is really an adjustment, for real. And it's something that, I mean, everybody knows your journey. It is kind of a journey because like that's something you have to adjust to as it's growing. And I mean, I don't know, I remember the first time my locks started getting long enough to touch like the backs of my neck and my shoulders, I'd be like, ooh, what's that? So now, you know, my locks are down my ass essentially. And that's great too. But you really do gotta be careful when bending over because then your locks just kind of go all over the place. So I always have to remember to keep my locks not pinned up, but like tied back a little bit sometimes. Or I'm just always just grabbing them. Okay. Now we're 13 minutes in. Good times. I am almost done. We're 18 minutes in. Still making good time. Sometimes when I'm like listening to the recordings, I'm so appalled because like I'm just sitting there and the way I'm breathing, it sounds like I'm running a marathon. And I'm like, damn, I really need to get my stamina up because I am out of shape. And I should not be sounding like that just from breathing. Like that's ridiculous. Try to stick it in. That's ridiculous. Only a few strands left. Oh, I still got some on this side too. Oh, I got a whole back row at the bottom. Okay, I'm doing good though. Yeah, sometimes when I get to the back, since my locks are a bit chunkier, I can go down to three locks in my strand instead of like 4 to 5. Just depends on how chunky they are. And also locks in the back, like at the very back, since they came from like the nape of my neck, they are a lot shorter. So sometimes I'll put a few more, like 5 or 6 together. It just really depends on how I'm feeling. Almost done. I know I had a few in the back over here. I think that these are the last few ones. So let me see. Oh, get out of here. Oh, see, look at this little tiny one. Cannot forget it. 22 minutes now. Like I said, less than 30 minutes to do this. It's amazing. Okay, and I'm gonna redo this one again, which will show you how to undo it. I just, you know, reach in here, pull these out, unfurl it, undo this, and let's try this again. A little lower down though. Coming up on 24 minutes. Get in there. You do have to be careful when doing this because especially if you have dyed ends like I do, they can be a little bit weak. So you don't want to pull it too tight if your ends are dyed and look weak. But me, I don't really care too much about my ends because it's just hair and it'll grow back. But yeah, so this is the finished look. Nice. Thanks for watching.